A billionaire mocked his waitress in German, thinking she couldn't understand him. He laughed at her quiet manners, confident that his money made him untouchable, but when she replied fluently, her words left him humbled, silent and forever changed. Sunlight poured through the tall glass windows of Le Verre d'Or, a modern upscale restaurant, known for its elegant atmosphere and quiet grace. Every table gleamed under soft daylight, glasses sparkled, and servers moved with practiced precision. At the center table sat Heinrich Keller, a German billionaire visiting New York for a business meeting. In his early 50s, silver streaks in his hair gave him an air of sophistication, but his reputation for arrogance preceded him. His beige suit was flawless, his gold cufflinks engraved with his initials, subtle reminders of wealth that demanded attention. Serving his table that afternoon was Sofia Alvarez, a 26-year-old waitress with long brown hair tied neatly in a ponytail. Dressed in a teal vest and crisp white shirt, she carried herself with professionalism beyond her years. Few knew she was also a graduate student in international relations, fluent in 6 languages, including German, the one Heinrich believed she didn't understand. Sofia worked here to fund her education, balancing late-night study sessions with double shifts that tested her endurance but never dimmed her grace. Heinrich sipped his espresso as 2 American investors joined him. Between business talk and tastings of imported truffle risotto, his tone carried that faint superiority, common to men too used to being served. When Sofia refilled his glass, he smirked and muttered under his breath in German, "Man sieht sofort, dass sie nie aus der Küche herauskommen wird. You can tell right away she'll never leave the kitchen." His companions chuckled, unaware of the insult's meaning. Sofia heard every word. Years of language study had sharpened her ear, but she kept her face serene, refusing to react. She'd learned long ago that true dignity required calm in the face of cruelty. Still, something inside her stirred, not anger, but a quiet strength reminding her that respect had nothing to do with status. Moments later, Heinrich made another remark in German, louder this time, joking about people who pretend to belong among the elite. Sofia's hand paused mid-pour, her heart steadying. She smiled politely and replied, still in English, "Would you like me to warm your coffee, sir?" Heinrich waved dismissively. No, it's fine. You can go." His tone carried that familiar edge of superiority. Sofia turned, took one slow breath, then returned with composure that felt like armor. When she placed the dessert plate in front of him, she leaned slightly forward and, in flawless High German, said softly but clearly, "Entschuldigen Sie, Herr Keller, aber ich glaube, Ihre Worte sind kälter als Ihr Kaffee." The sound of her accent, crisp, precise, undeniably fluent, stopped the entire table. Heinrich's spoon froze mid-air. His investors exchanged puzzled looks until Sofia continued, translating her own words with poise. "Excuse me, Mr. Keller, but I believe your words are colder than your coffee." Silence fell like a curtain. The billionaire blinked, color rising in his face. "You speak German?" he stammered. "Yes, sir," she said, straightening. "It's my 3rd language. My father taught me that how we treat others says more than how well we speak." Her tone was gentle, not angry but firm, the kind that carried truth instead of pride. For a moment, no one spoke. Then, to everyone's surprise, Heinrich let out a low laugh, not mocking this time, but genuine, almost humbled. "Touché," he murmured, nodding slowly. "I deserved that." The investors smiled awkwardly, tension fading into admiration. The rest of the meal passed quietly. Heinrich asked polite questions about Sofia's studies, and for the first time, his voice carried curiosity instead of condescension. When the bill arrived, he signed it with an elegant flourish, then placed a sealed envelope beneath the check. After he left, Sofia opened it. Inside was a check for $10,000 and a handwritten note, "For the woman who reminded me that real class is measured by character, not cash. HK." A week later, she received an email from Keller International Holdings. Heinrich had personally recommended her for a position in their European Communications division, writing that her professionalism and restraint reflected the values his company wanted to stand for. Sofia accepted, hesitant but hopeful. Months later, she stood in the company's Berlin headquarters, wearing a tailored grey suit with a teal blouse beneath it, a subtle nod to her days at the restaurant. Her new office overlooked the city she'd once only dreamed of visiting again. Heinrich stopped by one afternoon, smiling warmly. "I wanted to see if my best lesson survived corporate life," he said. Sophia smiled. "I'm still teaching it, sir, every day." He nodded approvingly. "Good. You taught me that money can buy silence, but only respect can earn peace." As he left, Sophia looked out the window, sunlight reflecting off the glass towers. She thought of the restaurant, of the moment she chose courage over anger, and of the truth that kindness, even when firm, changes hearts more deeply than humiliation ever could. That day, she learned that some victories don't happen in boardrooms or bank accounts. They happen quietly, when you choose grace where pride expects retaliation. And in that choice, she found not only respect but transformation, proof that dignity once spoken never goes unheard.